when I first came in, he'd already been a character, and he was like really committed, and you could tell like by his speech, by his movement, he was carrying that with him. Because he had spent like, I guess, a year or so just like learning how to box, and you could tell it. You could tell it by watching him in the ring when he was fighting with other people. He looked like a real fighter.
Wanted to ask you this first. Big George Foreman hits theaters on April 28th. You played Doc Broadus in the film. But ultimately, what drew you to the character and the movie?
I mean, I think the character like gets to explore like what it means to like help mentor somebody and be a champion, and when his own dreams are interfering, how to get them out, how to move them out of the way. I think that kind of was interesting territory for me to play. I played a boxing coach before. This one was different journey.
Absolutely. And, in the film, George Foreman, he has two successful boxing careers, one when he was just relatively young, and then the other when he was 45 years old. And that's all displayed in the film. While filming, did you learn something new about George Foreman that you didn't know before?
I mean, honestly, I didn't realize that. I knew he was coming from poor beginnings, but I didn't realize how impoverished his family was. And I think that I didn't realize that he had this revelatory moment, near-death experience. I didn't know. I learned that from the film, and like that experience like helped him move into his spiritual life as a preacher, and I didn't know that.
Absolutely, yeah, I didn't know that either. And in the film, you got to work closely with Chris Davis, who plays George Foreman in the movie. How impressed were you with his portrayal, as well as his work to transform his body?
I mean, when I first came in, he'd already been a character, and he was like really committed, and you could tell like by his speech, by his movement, he was carrying that with him. And then, when he went away to get, because he had spent like, I guess, a year or so just like learning how to box, and you could tell it. You could tell it by watching him in the ring when he was fighting with other people. He looked like a real fighter, and I mean, then later you see him like commit to gaining all that weight, which is so much that you like it almost looks like it's a prosthetic, but it's not. It's real, and that takes great commitment.
It really does. And, this film is all about redemption and getting a second chance. But ultimately, what do you want fans to take away from this film when they watch it starting on April 28th?
I just want them to know that if they like have faith, they can believe, they can make things happen, that it's possible. It's possible.
Of course. You're absolutely right about that. Well, Forrest, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Again, congratulations on the movie and continued success to you.
Thanks.